Hello and welcome to the morning show, team of with Revsportz. Very good morning to all of you present. We have Raja Sir G. Raman joining us from Doha. He's there for the Doha Diamond League, the first meet of this season. Raja Sir will be covering the Diamond Doha League for Revsportz and Cycle of Sports. So, Raja Sir, for our viewers, I would love to first say about this Diamond League. Please correct me and add if something I missed. It's a 14 track and field series event starting from May to September, where the and it is at the top level of the World Athletics meet, right?
Good morning to you and to Shubhain also, who's just joined us. Um, this is probably the best tour of the year. This is
Mm,
the best athletes have this tour. It's on invitation basis primarily.
mm,
The best athletes compete in a set of events. Not all the 40 events
mm,
that we see
mm,
on a athletic calendar are included here. Only a handful of events are done. It's a one-day meet circuit that happens from now to September. And again, you won't have, for example, the javelin throw in all the 14 meets. It's
mm,
only about 5 or 6 meets. And then they have the final. The final
mm,
this year is going to be in Eugene in September. And that
mm,
is what Neeraj Chopra won the last time in Zurich.
mm,
He won the Diamond League final, with the javelin throw. So amazing tour it is. It tells you that Indians have arrived. Not just him, we've got Eldos Paul also competing in
yeah.
Doha, the triple jumper. So it's great news for Indian athletics that we see some positive development, that we've got some truly world class athletes who have come up and are keeping the Indian flag flying high.
Exactly, sir. We'll come to Neeraj and Eldos polls this season, talking about the stats. But before that, you have been there. You have seen their training last 2 days. Talk to me about how they have been looking, how they have trained, and how confident they are looking. Both of them.
Rohan, these are fearless athletes. Neeraj more so than anybody else in India. He got an air of confidence, and it's really nice to see him remain humble. Saw him at training the night before. Yesterday was a press conference day in the morning, and then in the evening he just did some light strength training work and came back. Looking very confident, looking very positive, has had good preparation for the season. Initially based in the US and then moved to Turkey for his javelin training, and he looks good. It's going to be a high class competition. There are a number of throwers who've got 90 meters
Mm,
plus. Four of them have got 90 plus.
mm,
And you just look at personal best, he's only fifth. So he's Olympic champion and he's world championship silver medalist and the Diamond League defending champion. But he's only fifth on that list. So it's going to be a truly world-class javelin throw competition late tonight in India. It'll be about
mm,
10:15 p.m.
yeah.
when javelin throw starts. So, and since there are a dozen competitors, the whole thing will be over inside an hour. So it's going to be amazing to see him. Eldos Paul, see, Neeraj can't be too bogged on by the 90-meter conversation that is happening. Uh, it kind of got to him at certain point, but now he's got used to people expecting him to get to the 90-meter mark. He was 6 centimeters short. His best throw is 6 centimeters short of the 90 meters. But he says that if I throw my best, whatever distance it is, I'm happy to take it. Eldos Paul, on the other hand, is constantly talking about the 17-meter mark. It's like the holy grail for triple jumpers. He want to break that because he's one of the Indians who doesn't have an official 17-meter jump. He got 17 meters and 3 centimeters in the Commonwealth Games final, but it was wind aided. So he wants that 17-meter mark. He's also looking confident. He's had some good training sessions, not just here, but also in Bangalore at home. Um, Good to see them wear that confidence. You've got 9 triple jumpers who've got 17 meters personal best. There's an Olympic champion who's got 4 world titles against Christian Taylor. So it's going to be amazing. If they get their personal best, both of them will be very happy. And I think this sport is so demanding and it is truly world class. Like I said, there are 4 javelin throwers with 90 meters plus. There are 9 triple jumpers with 17 meters plus. So the Indians will be challenged. but they enjoy the challenge.
Exactly. And Shubhan, good morning. Coming to you, Neeraj will be. Yesterday in the press conference, Neeraj said that Doha has been good for 90 meters, and we have that talk has been there for quite a bit. Anderson Peters, who won the Doha meet last year in 2022, he got 93.07 in Doha. Thomas Roller in 2017 got 93.90 in here in Doha, and he will be fighting against the top throwers, Jakub Badlet, who won the Tokyo silver. He has a personal best of 90.88. So what do you think Neeraj's mentality will be? Yes, Raja says that he is now used to that 90-meter talk, but your thoughts on that and that pressure, that small pressure that fans and media have been putting on him. Can you break that 90-meter mark? Your thoughts on Neeraj Chopra today tonight?
As soon as Neeraj got that gold medal in Tokyo, he knew that there will be pressure from here on. Every time he sits up for a press conference or he speaks to a journalist, there will be talks about new benchmark, new pressure benchmark, and kudos to him that he has embraced it. Yesterday's press conference, I watched it completely, and it was a fun press conference. He talked about the 90-meter mark. He talked about cricket also in between the how the bowlers he joked, and it was good to see him in a light mood. Sometimes when you're a Olympic champion, you are coming from a country which has 1.4 billion. We have seen what happened to happens to the cricketers with so much pressure, so much talk. And Neeraj right now is in that same bracket, and it is so great for a track and field athlete that people are talking about him. At least be it for the 90-meter mark or be it for winning the tournament, at least people are interested in knowing what he is doing, and it is so good to see Neeraj embracing himself, being humble, being rooted. That is the most important part, and regardless of whether he manages to throw 90-meter or not, it is just the start of the season. There's a long season coming up, and there will be tournaments, Asian Championship, World Championships, followed by the Olympics. Olympics is still far away, but these two in this year are the big ones. So it's just the start of the tournament. There will be some few throwers who will be pretty gunning to show, okay, Tokyo was an aberration. We are still here. Neeraj is not the only javelin thrower. Personally, I'm looking forward to see how Vetter does here. Neeraj, Vetter, these are the two athletes. Of course, we'll keep an eye on the others as well. But from as Rajaraman gave us the time around that 10 p.m. mark, everyone will start searching where is that Neeraj Chopra match going on, and that is the best part about
Exactly.
Neeraj and Neeraj starting to play. Yeah,
And that will be in Sports 18
yes,
in
Sports
India.
18 and Geo
Uh,
Cinema. Yeah.
Yes, Vinod, yeah. And Rajat before I come to you, Swapnil, can you please Neeraj's part that Rajat sir got in the interview? Yes, in the
एथलीट में जूनियर टीम
debut.
18 अंडर 18 वाली टीम
जी जी
24 मेडल लेकर आई है।
हाँ सर, मैं फॉलो कर रहा था। बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है कि मैं हमेशा ही बोलता हूँ कि अपना एथलेटिक्स ग्रो कर रहा है, और आगे आने वाले टाइम में मुझे लगता है कि और अच्छा हम सीनियर लेवल पे, अब इतना अच्छा लग रहा है कि यहाँ पे मेरे साथ साथ एल्दोज पोल भी आया है। और मैं वही चीज़ पहले बोल रहा था कि बहुत अच्छा लगता है कि हम काफ़ी सारे इंडियन एथलीट्स डायमंड लीग जैसे कंपटीशन में भी खेलें, तो बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है। लॉन्ग जंप में श्रीशंकर और जैस्विन की शायद पेरिस में उनकी भी एंट्री हुई है। अविनाश खेल रहा है डायमंड लीग, तो बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है सर कि इतना अच्छा हमारा एथलेटिक्स ग्रो कर रहा है।
And he has been saying this for quite a long time. In our Revsportz conclave, also he has said that I want more and more athletes to come and participate in these big tournaments. Elders Police, sir, where do you see Indian athletics going forward, and what uh, down the line? How do you see Indian athletics grow?
I think it's a very exciting phase.
Hmm.
At 62, Rohan, and I never imagined Indian athletics. I would see a Olympic gold medal. I mean, I would never imagine that I would see an Olympic medal from track and field, let alone a gold medal. So Neeraj has virtually single-handedly changed that perception, and he is a wonderful ambassador for the sport and for the country. Uh, Apparently, he went to an Indian school a couple of days ago when he arrived here, and he even at the press conference, for example, you saw how calmly he fielded all the questions that the host was throwing at him and that all of us asked him as well. And he's basking in it very nicely, but he's very comfortable in his skin. He knows he's got a responsibility of taking Indian athletics forward, of continuing to do well. See, if he stopped playing sport, nobody will grudge him. But he's gone back to scratch. He started from scratch. He wants to keep doing the best he can every single time. And he's talking about doing well at the World Championship again, at the Asian Games this year, and then maybe get to the Diamond League final one more time. And then next year's Paris Olympics is there. So he's ready to lead Indian athletics forward. And Indian athletics, like he pointed out, there even last month, there was a junior team, an under 18 team that picked up 24 medals, as much as China did. China got more gold medals, therefore they finished on top of the table, but India was number two. So it tells you that grassroots programs have worked well. It tells you that Athletics Federation has got its act right and is able to pick the best talent to go out and perform for India. You will soon have the under 20 championship, Asian championship in June. You will see some positive performances there. And there is exciting talent. Shaili Singh, everybody will talk about her for some time now. And she will become one of our favorites to win an Asian Games medal, if not at the World Championship. So there are lots of exciting athletes. Indian athletics is poised to, is moving in the right direction and is poised to come to a breakthrough point sooner than later. It's exciting phase for Indian athletics.
Exactly. And we talk about Neeraj Chopra, but the other candidate here in Diamond League, Eldor Paul, he has won the gold in Commonwealth Games 2022. And it was a massive feat for Indian athletics. His personal best 16.99, just short of the 17-meter mark, and he has been talking about it. Shubhan, that puts an extra pressure on the young man.
No, as Rajaraman said, he has touched that 17 mark, but that was a wind-aided performance, a wind-aided jump. But of course, these are very common things in professional sport. The new benchmarks. Whenever you touch in cricket, as we say, when a pace bowler touch 155, we say okay when he is hitting 160. When he hits 160, we will say okay when he is hitting more. So it's all about achieving more and more and more, and that is why professional sport is so demanding as well. Eldos did extremely well in the Commonwealth Games. It was one of the high points of that event for in terms of an Indian participant. But now the real journey starts when he will have to go to other tournaments, when people will look at their phones or their laptops or their TV. What is Eldos for doing? That is where when they will start tweeting about him, when they will start putting his pictures on Instagram. That is where the pressure will come into play. And I watched that interview which Rajaraman sir took, and he looked okay. He looked confident, and that is what the best part about. When you are happy, when you are satisfied, when you are pushing for more, the results are different thing. It is all about giving your best. If you are able to give your best, then you will be satisfied. Okay, ठीक है, मैंने तो अपना पूरा दे दिया. नहीं हुआ 17 मीटर, that's a different thing.
Exactly. And the confidence and people talking about the athletes. Few years ago, we would talk about the cricketers and maybe Sania Mirza, all these PV Sindhu, but athletics, Neeraj Chopra has completely turned the scenario, and we now talk about Avinash Sable, Srishankar, Eldor Paul. So it's good to see that athletics getting that viewership that we want. And before I come to Raja sir, Swapnil, can you please have the Eldor Paul interview that Raja sir took yesterday?
But the Eldos Paul who started last season and the Eldos Paul who's now talking to us are two different people, because you had one is you crossed the 17-meter mark and you got a Commonwealth Game gold medal, and you have the World Championship final experience with a good performance. So just tell me the difference you see in yourself in the last 1 year.
I think the huge difference is experience. Means about from the last year, there is a good season for me in Commonwealth Games. World Championship gave me a lot more experience in a world level. So with the experience, we can prepare huge events like this year Asian Games and World Championship. So we already have the experience. So we already know how to prepare and how to do proper things in like any international competition. So also we get an idea about how to mentally prepare for a big event. So that will be a main uh, plus point for me.
Yes. Sir, the question that you asked, it was very interesting one. The Eldos that we saw and now. So, and you have followed these athletes since they were in the age category under 15, under 16. So, what change did you see in Eldos? Yes, in the interview you took.
See, when you play the World Championship final and you leave some of the best athletes behind, no, he was only the 12th qualifier at the World Championship and he finished ninth. To leave others behind and get in front of them is creditable, and then you start believing in yourself. I think this is what I see, a great amount of self belief, and he's not worried about not having great performances in the national jumps competition in Bellary some time ago in March. He says, I was in my preseason. I'm not so concerned about my 16-meter plus jump, 1660 he got in Bellary. He says that every time I try and get better, now I've performed well in training. I just need to put that into practice in competition and do a good job. I think the self belief is what I notice in Eldos Paul. He's grown as a person. He's got confident, and then the Commonwealth Games gold medal makes him believe that he belongs to that elite category.
Okay. And yes, tonight all India will be tuning into the mobiles and TVs to see Elders Paul and Neeraj Chopra fight for getting the first match in the first meet of the Diamond League. Elders Paul, I think 9 p.m. IST and Neeraj Chopra 10:15 p.m. IST. And Mirabai Chanu will also will play around 2:30 IST in the Asian Weightlifting Championships. Sir, Shivan, thoughts on this competition before the Asian Games? It will be, I think, Raja sir, this is the Asian Games qualifiers.
Where Mirabai is competing, definitely it is.
Yeah.
She is again another athlete who has swung a lot of us to start following weightlifting season.
Hmm.
Thing like athletics was dope ridden. There are so many athletes who have tested positive. So for somebody to shift the attention to hardcore sport rather than doping, it tells you where Mirabai comes from. And I think what she has done is incredible. Winning that medal in the Olympic Games was fantastic for her. She's also a world champion. So she's somebody who has been a wonderful ambassador for her sport. We need more people like that. We need a diverse sport for India to follow and to pursue, for youngsters to take up and start competing. I think she's another great example of how India is evolving and how Indians are believing that they can take on the best in the world.
Exactly. And so, before we come to KKR's match yesterday, it was fantastic win. Final thoughts on Mirabai Chanu's today's match, Asian Championships, important one ahead of the Asian Games and of course the Paris Olympics.
Like Eldos Paul and Neeraj Chopra, Mirabai will also have a pressure of a new benchmark, that is 90 kgs in snatch, whether she can do that or not. So that's the fun part about it. But of course, as Rajarman said, these guys, Neeraj Chopra in athletics, Mirabai in weightlifting, they have started to change the way people look at the sports, the Olympic sports. Earlier, it used to be just cricket, 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 cricket. No one used to bother about other sports. Now, suddenly, a gold medal here. Abhinav Bindra, when he won, he changed the momentum towards shooting. Now we are seeing a young batch of shooters. Others, Manu Bhaker, Saurabh, others. There are plenty of shooters who are now new blood, who have read about or seen Abhinav Bindra take the baton forward. Similar things will happen in athletics as well. Neeraj is still very young. Mirabai is still very young. So by the time they reach that veteran tag, we'll see a new crop of athletics, a new crop of athletes in weightlifting. So that's the best part about it. At least it gives the youngsters a chance to make their role models, make new role models, and take the baton forward. That's the best part about it. So all eyes will
Exactly.
be on Mirabai as well.
Exactly, and lots happening in Indian sports other than cricket also. So that's the best part
Yeah.
right now in Indian sports. And Rajasthan coming to IPL yesterday, Sunrisers the in the last they faltered and lost the match. It was fantastic last over from Varun Chakravarti also. Nitish Rana's captaincy was spot on. But your thoughts on how Hyderabad lost the match? Where did they go wrong? Your thoughts?
Oh, they got it wrong early in the season. I don't think they know how to win. I'm sorry to say this, as a Hyderabadi, I think they've forgotten how to win matches. When you have got 8 deliveries and you're playing a free hit to begin with, and you've got only 10 runs to get, people have got 36 runs in an over, 30 runs in an over to win matches, right? So getting 10 should not have been difficult for Hyderabad, but I think they've simply lost the ability to win matches. They've lost uh, the urge is there, but they don't know how to win matches, how to close situations. Um, Perhaps the fact that they have not won more than 2 games this season is not going to help them. And unfortunate for fans of Sunrisers Hyderabad, the team lost from a winning situation. It's not great. It's not good for the sport. We all understand that cricket is a game of uncertainties. Even T20 is, and that the other team don't turn up to lose. Everyone wants to win, but Hyderabad should have really closed out that game yesterday and beaten Kolkata. Hyderabad versus Kolkata. But credit to Varun Chakravarti. I think he bowled brilliantly, not to give away 3 runs of his own bowling.
12 runs in last three. 12 runs in last three overs he bowled.
Phenomenal effort from Varun Chakravarti. Uh, Tells you where he is. I think his confidence level is so high that he can do anything that he wants to. And I think when you have a bowler like that in your ranks, Sunil Narayan is probably on the downward curve, but look at how brilliantly Varun has reinvented himself, and he's not lost his basic skills. He's adding that fighting ability from losing situations to help a team win. Phenomenal effort, but I think somewhere down the line, Hyderabad can take the blame for not uh, closing out what should have been a good win for them. But that's how the sport is. But you don't want to see such results. If you're a fan of Hyderabad, you want them to win matches. But fans of Kolkata will always be happy that they managed to win that game. It was outstanding to see it from Kolkata's perspective, and a heartbreak if you are a Hyderabad fan. But purely as a cricket fan, it was thrilling to watch the game. It was thrilling to see how, from a losing situation, Kolkata turned the game around on its head and then won the match.
Exactly. And as I said, from a losing position to turn the game around to win it, the credit must also go to the captain as well. Nitish Rana has been fantastic yesterday. Shubhan, your thoughts on obviously Varun Chakravarti was fantastic with his bowling, but Nitish Rana with the combinations and fieldings. Your thoughts on his captaincy?
He has been brilliant. I mean, it's not easy for a guy who has not played a lot of international cricket to lead an IPL side with so many superstars, so many ego, but he has done well. He has led with confidence. Although team hasn't done really well in terms of performances, but he has always taken up responsibility in post-match press conferences that this defeat is on me. I could have batted well, so it's great to see a leader come up like this. But and yesterday the way he held back Varun Chakravarti in a modest score chase, the captains sometimes tend to bowl their best bowlers before anyone else, but he held back Varun Chakravarti. He was patient with his tactics, what he wanted to do, and that's what he exactly executed. And we saw the results. Varun Chakravarti and Vaibhav Arora as well in the last 2 overs gave away just 20 and picked up 2 wickets. And Varun Chakravarti 12 runs and 1 wickets in last 3 overs. It was phenomenal.
I think
Exactly.
Rohan captaincy was smart primarily because Varun Chakravarti wanted to bowl from this end. It was one of those things that he was bowling the last over, but I think the end mattered a lot from where he was bowling because he wanted to bowl where the batsman would be challenged a bit more to hit the ball hard, and to bowl with a ball that was perhaps not the driest was a challenge. And I think the captaincy was spot on because he had to back his instinct, and Nitish Rana went ahead and did that. You get in a faster bowler, you're perhaps taking a chance with an outside edge going for 4 or a leading edge being hit for 6. So I think they wanted to take the pace of the ball, and because the ball is not dry, was the batters were challenged as well.
Exactly. And final few minutes of the show. Today's match, Gujarat versus Rajasthan. It will be a cracker one. And Gujarat, Rajasthan both have been good. And Rajasthan, when we talk about Rajasthan, Yashasvi Jaiswal, he has been the talk of the last few days. We have been talking about Yashasvi Jaiswal and his form. So, Rajasthan, your thoughts on this match?
It's exciting to watch, no doubt about that. And again, another fearless young man who believes in himself and goes out there to give up the best for the side, empowered by the captain as well to go out and just play the aggressor's role. And this is what T20 is all about. But it's exciting to see what Yashasvi can do. But I think a lot of us are already putting pressure on him by saying he's the next big hope for India, that he should be, along with Tilak Verma, playing for India and doing well there. Uh, we have seen a lot of youngsters come and go in the Indian side, not perhaps adapting to the pressures of international cricket. IPL is a different ball, but international cricket is a different beast altogether. And some of these cricketers, unfortunately, have not been able to cope with the demands of international cricket. To be playing IPL and to be exciting fans is one thing. You have to do the same thing at the international level will be a different challenge. So I guess some of us should stop piling pressure on youngsters like Yashasvi and just take one performance at a time. Just look at the trend, look at how he's evolving, rather than say that he's going to be the next big thing for India. So he might not even get to play for India if there is no space at the top of the order. So it's going to be difficult, and it's a very cramped top order. And at this point of time, there's intense competition. Someone like Sanju Samson doesn't get to play many games for India, so we'll have to wait and take it as it comes. I think there is more for critics and fans than about patience, rather than rushing into thinking that he's India material. He might be India material, but we've got to wait and see.
Exactly. And Joanne, same question to you also. And Gujarat Titans currently at the top of the table with 12 points from 9, and Rajasthan fourth with 10 points from 9. Your thoughts on the match? What are your expectations?
It's the repeat of the last year's final. Rajasthan won the first leg and did well in the last game. I think Rajasthan are a complete side, although Gujarat has been doing really well since the last season. I feel they are a complete side this season, and looking forward to the match. I feel Rajasthan are the favorites heading into this time.
Okay. So thank you, Rajasa. Thank you, Shubhan, for joining. And another one, Napoli, yesterday won the Serie A after 33 years after Maradona, and it has been a fantastic season. And in England also, Arsenal are on the verge of winning the Premier League after 2004, I think. So uh,
Arsenal? I don't think so. Look at the points table.
That's a whole
definitely
No way. No way
that's
they are winning it.
that's a
no
whole
way.
different that's a whole different show. Not teeing off, no. It's
Uh,
like a slanging match.
We'll have to wait and see. I don't want Arsenal to win personally, but let's see if they can make
They are
it.
not winning. They are trailing by 4 points after 33 matches.
Hmm.
You can't trail by 4 matches, 4 points, and expect to win a league against Manchester City. Not happening.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Shubhan. Thank you, Elsa, for joining. For our viewers, do follow our social media handles and websites for the Doha Diamond League coverage. Follow our Revsportz handles, Circle of Sports, and of course tonight's 9 p.m. tune into Geo Cinema on or Sports 18 for Eldor's Pole and 10:15 p.m. Neeraj Chopra competing in the Doha Diamond League. So thanks for joining, and we'll be back again tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rohan.